We'll now call the May 9th Caribou City Council meeting to order. First item on our agenda tonight is public input. Anyone that has any public input on any items on the agenda or other items can come forward, state their name, and proceed.
Thank you. I am Gail Hagelstein, and I want to tell you I am encouraged. I'm encouraged for this city. There are people connected in Caribou who are thinking outside the box, people who are working for the future and long-term planning of our community. And as a little old lady on fixed income, I am happy that, one, the RSU will be able to close not only one energy inefficient building, but four. Two, transportation costs will be reduced by going to one new building. And three, a property that has not been on the tax rolls before will be added to the tax base. Tim Doak thoughts were important about how elderly people want to stay in their community. They want to shop at the same places, they want to go to the same churches, and they want to go to the same doctors. So I want to thank you for considering the forward thinking and long-term planning for our city. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Anyone else have any public input tonight, or anything they want to speak to council about? No? All right, moving along. Any of the council members have any conflicts of interest on any of the agenda items? No. Consider authorizing the minutes of the following meetings. April 11th, 2016 City Council meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments on the minutes? All in favor? Approved. Consent agenda for tonight, we have the April 2016 library report, the April fire department report, the April police department report, and license approval, which is for the Happy Belly lunch wagon on Fort Road.
Move the slate.
Second?
All those in favor? Land option agreement with the RSU. Manager, please.
Tonight, the council should consider action on the land option agreement with RSU. Distributed for everybody tonight was a revised agreement based upon the conversations that we had in the workshop earlier this afternoon. The RSU is here to explain it as well.
Thank you, David Callan from Drummond Woods. I'm attorney for the RSU. As council will remember, we were here at the last council meeting. The stage we are in the process right now is that we're asking for the council to take action on an option agreement, which essentially says that if the RSU is able to reach a successful referendum approving the new school project that has been underway for a while, then the city would agree to the land transfers necessary to make that happen. And so the option agreement spells that out, and I'd like to just walk through it briefly and draw the city's attention to the few changes that were made in here based on previous comments that are slightly different from what you've seen before. Section 1 is the section where the city is agreeing, subject to the successful referendum, to convey certain property to the RSU so that the school can be built. Section 2, that includes also part of the project would be built on what is now a portion of Park Street that would need to be discontinued. Section 3 deals with the Teague Park relocation, which involves getting National Park Service approval to move Teague Park across the street, and the city and the RSU are agreeing to cooperate on the submission to the Park Service of the application for that, which we're hopeful will happen within the next week or two. Then Section 4 deals with various land that the RSU will be conveying back to the city, including the Learning Center property, the Sincock property, which will both become parks to replace Teague Park, and then the Hilltop School property. Section B of that agreement talks about the various improvements, the tennis courts, basketball courts, softball fields, et cetera, that are currently on Teague Park, that the RSU will be moving across the street to the Learning Center property. The remainder of that section, which appears on the top of page 5, is the portion that was discussed at the workshop that had been inadvertently omitted from the previous version that was circulated, that talks about the RSU agreeing to work with the city on any additional improvements that the city wants that are best accomplished during the process of site work. One other small change at the bottom of page 5 that was caught just this morning, that the property dealing with Hilltop School that's shown on Schedule G is incorrectly listed on page 5 as being on tax map 31, lot 149E, where it's actually tax map 28. So that's been corrected in the version that will be executed if the city does take action. Section 6 deals with the economic development portion of the Hilltop School. The primary change here that you'll see from the previous one that was circulated is that, well, a portion of Hilltop will be conveyed for a senior housing project. The city is accepting and reserving from that approximately 8.5 acres. That was a correction from the originally discussed 4 acres. So the 8.5 acres containing the existing ball fields on that site, as shown on Schedule H, which is the that big color map we were looking at the workshop that showed all the existing and proposed ownerships, and then subject to an ordinance approving the same, which is what we discussed at the workshop. And so otherwise, the agreement is similar to that was previously circulated with the city. What the RSU is hopeful for, so that we can move forward on our timeline, would be for the city to take action authorizing the city manager to sign on behalf of the city for this option agreement. And so thanks, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Any questions from anyone on council?
Move to approve the transfer agreement as presented.
Second.
All those in favor? Passed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, closing the roads for winter maintenance.
Staff is recommending the council consider closing the following roads to winter maintenance. A portion of the Brissett Road, a portion of the McGraw Siding Road, Cedar Hill Lane, and the Kelly Road. The Brissett Road would be closed from just north of lot line of 204 Brissett Road going north of the Town Line Road. The total distance would be approximately a quarter mile. The Town Line Road, which is maintained by the county, is already closed to winter maintenance. Essentially, right now, the city plows to a dead end. There are no houses or structures in the area that would be closed. The McGraw Siding Road would be closed to a point just west of 14 McGraw Siding Road, which is approximately 2.2 miles. The road ends at their point. There are 2 abandoned potato houses after the road ends. No one lives past that point. That would be closed to winter maintenance. The road has very minimal usage during the winter months. Cedar Hill Lane will be closed for its entire length, which is approximately tenth of a mile. There's a camp at the end of the road, which is not utilized during the winter months. In the winter, no one lives there, so it could be closed. The Kelly Road is mainly a field road. There's one house on the road which has been tax acquired. That house has been vacant for several years. The road is not used in the winter and no one lives out there. So the council may vote to close these roads for a period of up to 10 years. On the following pages is a separate order of closing for each road, along with a map better depicting the stretch to be closed. By state law, the council must hold a public hearing on the topic. A public hearing was duly advertised for tonight. The council should hold the hearing, and after that they may decide on what action to take. Any action taken on an individual road should be done separately from the rest.
All right, we can hold the public hearing on all of them. We don't have to do them separately, do we?
Yep.
All right, we'll open the public hearing at 6:10 regarding the 4 mentioned road closings. If there's anyone here that would like to speak about any of them, any of the council members have any questions or comments?
Just one question, the Cedar Hill Lane, that won't be an issue with the person who owns the camp? Is that That would be the only.
Nobody lives there. We haven't reached out specifically. The public hearing was advertised, but if the council wants to table that one until we have a chance to talk with the owner, we can certainly do that.
That would be my only concern. They may come back and say, hey, it didn't, even though it was advertised.
Right.
That was gonna be my question too, was were all the abutting property owners notified individually? Or was it just through?
Just the posting.
Councilor Martin?
Let's say that a property owner wants to sell a house lot on one of these roads. Would that preclude them from doing so, or?
No, they could still certainly sell a house lot on the road. The individual buying that would simply be responsible for the winter maintenance.
That kind of precludes anybody from selling a piece of property.
In the winter.
Huh?
In the winter.
Well, you're gonna buy it for summertime use? Build a house for?
No, it precludes them from selling in the winter.
And the council certainly doesn't have to act on all of these or any of them. If they want to change it to a one-year period, that's fine as well.
Well, I mean, it just seems that we're taking away somebody's right to sell, we're bringing down the value of their land.
You can undo it just as easily as we do it. I mean, if it comes up to that somebody wants to sell property, they didn't build a house, then we can actually open the road back up.
The with the exception of the Cedar Hill Lane Road, I mean, there's no buildings with major property value. The abandoned potato houses, the total value for those is about $10,000.
No, I understand that, and there aren't very many people building, but
Right.
whatever.
It's certainly something to be aware of, absolutely.
Any other questions, any comments?
If the council wishes us to have that conversation with the Cedar Hill Lane, I'm certainly not opposed to that, having that conversation before council takes action tonight.
On that particular one.
It can be, like you said, it can be easily undone as quickly as we do this, so.
All right, nothing else from anyone? We'll have the public hearing at 6:13. What are council's wishes?
I'll make a motion that we close the winter maintenance on the 3 roads, but not the Center Hill Lane until we can notify the property owner
I think it'd be best for council to act on each road individually.
individually. Okay. Then I'll make a motion that we do not close Cedar Hill Lane Road without notifying the homeowner or camp owner. Second?
Do we need a motion if we're not closing it?
No.
No, I don't know.
It would be to, I
Okay?
think, right.
Yeah.
The best motion would be to table it. We'll inform the owner that we'll be discussing it at the
Yeah.
next meeting, and we'll bring it back then. So I think motion to table would be,
I'll amend it to that. So I'll second.
All those in favor, table at Cedar Hill Road, or Lane.
I'd like to make a motion to close the Kelly Road for winter maintenance.
Second.
For what period? We're gonna do a 1-year period? Would be something to do? As you mentioned, or?
the order of closing as presented in the packet on page 23 is a period of 10 years.
That doesn't mean we can't open it back
Yeah,
up.
we can open it back up. Absolutely.
All right, motion to close the Kelly Road. All those in favor? Approved.
Motion to close the McGraw Siding Road.
Second.
All those in favor?
10 years.
10 years.
Motion to close the Brissette Road for 10-year period.
Second.
All those in favor? All right. Next on the agenda is a plan for the Nylander.
So the City Council has asked that I present a plan to the council with some options for the Nylander Museum. The main options that the city has, as I see it, are three. One, move the collection and sell the building. Two, set a work plan with the Nylander board with goals to be met within specific timelines. Or three, continue the status quo. To be clear, I do not believe option three is a good option. The collection should be viewable to the citizens either at the Nylander or elsewhere in the community. Option one would be move the collection and sell the building. I've met with Tim Doak, superintendent of RSU 39, in the past about displaying some of the collection in the new school building and perhaps the high school. He was very amenable to that and would love to see some of the collection displayed there. Some of the collection could also be displayed in City Hall, the library, the rec center, and even at the fire station. There's a possibility some of it could be displayed at the Historical Society or UMPI as well. If the collection was displayed and housed elsewhere, the building could be sold to a private party. I believe there would be some interest from the private sector in buying the building for commercial purposes. Currently, the property has a tax assessed land value of $9,700 and a building value of $195,100 for a total valuation of $204,800. Option two would be to set up a work plan with the Nylander board with goals to be met within specific timelines. Last year, the council met with the Nylander board in an effort to get more visitors to go to the museum and get more interest in the collection. I believe that helped, even if it was only to a limited extent. The Nylander board has been much more active since that time. Within the past few months, they've been working on a plan that would begin some sustainable fundraising, would set up a 501c3 so they can get grants and create activities that will help to draw people into the museum. They're working to get some grants right now that would cover a part-time person or two at the museums so people could go and visit. It would also allow them to change out some of the exhibits and perhaps make some interactive displays and more. It would make it available for local school students to come and see the collection as well. A formal plan should be drawn up by the Nylander board with incremental goals that should be met. The plan should be implemented in phases and fully implemented within a specific time frame. It would be best to ask the Nylander board to come up with a plan to present it to the City Council at or before the June 27th meeting. The plan can be reviewed and agreed to by the council so everyone's on the same page and everyone knows what to expect over that given time frame. If the plan could not be followed through, then the council should give serious consideration to option number one. In my opinion, option two is the best option for right now. I believe the council should support the Nylander board in their attempt to revive the museum into a great community asset. The Nylander Museum and its collection are a wonderful part of the history and culture of the city, and it would behoove us to give the board an opportunity to revive the community asset and bring in funds to help offset the operational costs of it.
All right. What are council's wishes?
Would you like to hear from two board members?
I probably would have had public input more so than now, but
I'll move that we go with option two.
Second.
all right. All those in favor? You didn't need to speak.
Darn, I'm already so handsome.
So we have, should we have a, that should be enough. So a meeting with Nylander board between then and
Well, we will have once they
once they
set up a plan.
Once they set up the plan, okay.
I would guess they'll contact us. So. All right. August City Council meeting.
Currently, the meeting is set for August 8th. Due to a vacation I've got planned, I'm wondering if the council will be amenable to moving that to the 22nd of August. If it is agreeable to the council, we shall have a motion moving the date of the August meeting.
I'm going to be away August 22nd, too. I'm going to be on holidays, so.
We could,
Where are you going? See the Twins play?
Well, I don't think.
tickets are cheap this year.
No. Are they playing in Boston?
They are.
They are. So, and are you gonna sit in the Boston bleachers?
Probably not the bleachers.
They're all Boston seats.
I know.
Okay.
I was trying to get him to say that.
Is there another date that's possible? Is the 15th possible?
The 15th would work. I'll be out at a conference the week before that. So, if the council wants to keep it on the 8th, we can. It would be a short meeting with a short agenda, I'm sure.
Is Mr. Assistant Manager going?
I believe he'll be around the week before that, and he can certainly put
Would you
together
like
a
to
packet.
conduct the meeting, sir?
I didn't get invited to the game, so.
I'll be back on the August 8th. It's just time leading up to that.
Okay.
Oh,
How about if we had it on a Wednesday or Thursday?
yeah.
When are you leaving?
Well, I won't be leaving till the week of the 22nd is in there probably, so.
Do we need to meet in August?
By charter, we need to meet once a month.
Yeah.
So, just gonna pick a day.
And we can meet sometime the week of the 15th if council would like. Or we could, the assistant city manager could put together a packet and we could still meet August 8th. I would be back for the meeting, but I'm just thinking of getting everything ready for the council meeting ahead of time.
Matters not to
Doesn't
me.
make any difference to me.
Is the 15th out, did you say?
We could do it. It would be tough to get a packet together since I'll be at a conference for the few
Oh,
days
right,
before
right.
that.
We'll just keep it the way it was.
Is there another date in there that anyone's opposed to? Not a Monday, I mean, 17th, 10th?
I mean, is it a problem if we move it to the Wednesday or something?
Council,
Is that a problem with anybody else in council?
if we wanted to do it on Thursday, I could get a packet out on Monday the 15th. We can meet on Thursday the 18th. That way, council would have 3 days to review.
Is that a Thursday on Sweden Day?
That is not a Thursday and Sweden Day.
Works.
Should be lucky.
Oh, yes, I'm going there. I won't be here on August 18th. Thank you.
So on the
Let
17th,
the assistant conduct the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can.
It's time for him to get broken in.
We can keep it on August 8th.
All right. Other business? Any other council members have any other business?
just a question over setting the dates. In your previous email, you were mentioning about the referendum. Should we set a special meeting date for that now, or wait until after they?
I don't know when the RSU is going to have the signed warrant for us.
Okay.
Typically, they have that by now, but it's not been approved by the school board yet.
Anyone else have any other business? I have a proclamation here for tonight. A proclamation of the Caribou City Council. Whereas the Caribou City Council recognizes that the Caribou chapter of the National Honor Society will be celebrating 89 years of continuous service to the school and community. Whereas the Caribou City Council does hear and acknowledge the importance of the educational achievement, community contributions, and character development established by the National Honor Society and demonstrated by the Caribou High School chapter. Whereas the National Honor Society has created the Caribou Alumni Hall of Fame to recognize Caribou High School alumni who have contributed to their communities in a positive way and have brought pride to the high school through their actions. Whereas the following will be inducted to the Hall of Fame: Olaf P. Pearson, Admiral Gregory H. Johnson, United States Senator Susan Collins, Chris A. Duty, RN of Cary Medical Center, Dr. Jessica U. Meyer of Nassau, and Mr. Jason R. Griffith, the Ground Director of the Daytona International Speedway. Now therefore be it resolved, the City Council of the City of Caribou hereby congratulates the Caribou Honor Society and the Caribou Hall of Fame and honorees. And be it further resolved that the week of May the 16th to the 23rd, 2016, shall hereby be known as the Caribou High School Alumni Hall of Fame Week. So read. Too bad we didn't have somebody from the Honor Society here. Any other business? We have two meetings coming up, June 13th and June 27th, both regular city council meetings.
I'm here. I was asked to show up in 2 months, today, for the 225 Lombard Road property.
Okay,
It's the mobile home that was tax acquired this past November.
Yeah.
You asked me to come up with an amount of $2,000 by today, or somewhere near the fact of, as of Wednesday, I'm gonna have $1,500. And 2 weeks from now, I could have the rest of the money of the 2,000 that you're asking. I'm hoping that you could, accept that offer.
where does it stand now? What is the,
All properties are going to be going out to bid again here in a few weeks for action at the first council meeting in June. As in the past, the council has the discretion if they want to accept a plan, give him another amount of time to pay it off in full, and have the property deeded back to him.
It should be enough time.
Before the next June meeting.
Does this fall under the 5 or 6 or old?
No,
This
No.
is different?
No, this one was just tax acquired in November.
this is in effect under the current policy.
okay, and there's $2,000 owing on the property, is that it, or is it just, what's?
Actually, it's about $1,800 with 2016 taxes. And I believe it was you that come up with the $2,000 for me to pay for the bid. And
I don't remember that.
it was a couple months ago, sir.
Yeah, I know, but I don't remember setting a bid. Did we set a
We
bid?
didn't set a bid amount. I think that was what it went out to bid for last time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's up to the council if they want to allow him to pay all of the back taxes, interest, and costs, and
I will say, I will have the amount. And as of Wednesday, 2 days from now, I will have $1,500. And 2 weeks after that, I will have the rest.
No? Well, it isn't gonna go out for bid before then anyway, is it?
I don't believe so. We're
So you should be.
planning on putting it out to bid, advertising May 25th and June 1st. Opening bids on likely June 9th, and council could act on it on June 13th.
Yeah, he's got enough time. He says Wednesday and then in 2 more weeks, we've got 3 weeks.
Yeah, so, but you're saying you're gonna let it go out to bid?
You can't, because it's gonna go to bid on
Well,
the 25th, you're gonna advertise.
If the council makes an agreement with him to allow him to pay back all the back taxes and get it deeded back, we'll just withhold that from the business that goes out on the 25th.
By the June meeting.
Like I said, in 3 weeks, I'm gonna have the full $2,000.
That'll be before the June meeting.
Yeah, we do. Before, yeah, we'd have to,
So-
so it doesn't go to bid.
How much is he owe?
Including the 2016 taxes, it's close to about $1,800. I don't have the exact amount.
That's all right, that's good.
So again, what does council wanna do? Do they wanna accept that? And it has to be paid by
I'll
that
make a motion that
time
he
frame?
pay that amount by the 5 o'clock on the first June meeting in full,
Was
otherwise
that the
we'll put it
minimum?
out to bid.
Was that the
It'll
minimum
be
bid?
paid before that.
Well, that gives you that time frame.
June 13th would be
Well,
our
June
meeting
13th,
date.
excuse me.
Okay.
Second.
What was the minimum bid?
I believe it was about the $2,000. I'd have to go back and look at that. I don't know right offhand.
So we're making him buy at the minimum bid.
No, he would,
$1,800.
it would be the back taxes, costs, or back
Plus
taxes,
the
interest,
paperwork
It'll
costs.
be around $2,000, David, yeah, by the sound of it.
Pretty
No,
close.
no, wouldn't it be cleaner if we bought it and we, as a bid?
What if
And
somebody,
then we wouldn't be changing our policy like we tend to do?
in the past, the council's allowed owners of record to pay off all the back taxes, interest, and costs.
Okay, so then why are we charging him $2,000?
I think the motion was just for back taxes,
Oh,
interest, and
Just
costs.
the back tax.
It's right
It's
around
current
that.
2016, whatever that amount is, they don't.
Yeah, it's a little,
Whether it's
right around
$1,800 or
$2,000.
$2,000, whatever, the motion is whatever that amount is, get it current,
Pay in full.
and whatever fees.
All right, so We have a motion and we have a second. All those in favor? Opposed? Passed.
Thank you,
By
sir.
June 13th.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, anything else from council? Any other business?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? We're adjourned. Thank you much for coming, everyone.